Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Neremik, and welcome back to Neremik, whatever day it's supposed to be. I have a lot of backup today. This is my second time recording this, third time actually. Last time OBS just randomly stopped recording, thanks. So I'm gonna get right into this, so I'm gonna try and do it before it gets rid of everything. So I have an episode of Stonehearth here, most of you have probably seen it as well. I'm uploading this before this. I'll try and look with the mic, but basically, this is the episode of Stonehearth that I need to render again. So I'll explain all my little editing techniques, and I'm going to explain how I make this. So it can be a relatively short video, or it can be a relatively long video, but starting off with how we begin the video, most important thing, if we watch the beginning now, hey guys, what's going on? My name's Neremik, and welcome. So it had that sort of weird sort of gradient logo on, so, hey guys, what's going on? My name's So when I begin to say my name is, I'm going to fade it in, so a minute 5 seconds, and we're also going to fade this in for a little longer. Now, rather than having that dodgy radio logo on, it'll be complete. Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Neremik, and it allows us to have that thing in stuff. That's basically how I prevent anything from dodging that save. Like so, I can just fade it in for a little longer. Now, the best thing to do as well, if you were going to edit it for a while, which is what I do with thorugh, is I do game audio and I do voice track. These two things are very important, so you don't mess them up. But we're also going to go ahead and do this at the very end, because I forgot, but I think I did it here actually. Ow. That's another example of it right there. So that's that again. I might as well explain what the buttons do. If I am editing in Sony Vegas Pro 15, and it's so nice on the eyes as well, that's start a new file, that's open a file. So say if I wanted to go ahead and open something from other stuff, which is a bunch of random stuff, and let's go ahead and open this. And I wanted to overlay it, I put it on the track above this, and that's how it would work. So, with that out of the way, might as well get into how I edit it. So the first edit is something like this, and I'm going to explain how you do it, because I needed to make a really bad thing. I just did it for example. So, first of all, how do you slow it down? Because it's obviously slow it down. If you hold down Control on Windows and you drag this, you're able to shorten the video and strengthen it. Look, first it goes to 25% if it's a normal speed. So that's why I do that. To generate the media and put it on, it's relatively simple. You come into Media Generator, scroll all the way down, choose Legacy and Text, and well, once you put it in, you'll open this. You can edit it with that thing and just click there. Now you can type it in, choose your font. I'm just going to leave it as it is. Placement, you can just move it wherever, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to go ahead and put it up here, because why not? Properties, you can change the colour if you really wanted to, and put the background colour as well. I have mine black. And effects, you can go have an outline drawn like I did here. I can turn it off and turn it back on, off and on. So it has a nice little bit of depth to it. Can add deep formational shadows if that's your thing. I mean, if I was to add the shadow, it won't really add much. So I'm just going to leave it as that. So that's that. And finally, how do you make it spin, Neremik? Well, it's quite simple. So I might as well redo this entire edit completely. So here is what it looks like at the beginning. So this is the hand crop tool. I assume most of you have experimented with this. This is how I'm just going to do it. So I want to have it spin while I say the word storage hole. So I'm going to insert a keyframe here. So what that means is up until this point, this is what it will look like after this point. So it'll fill in everything to here for the whole 2 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I want it to rotate. So I'm going to have it rotate slightly. Now I'm going to hold down Shift to maintain the aspect ratio, drag it down a little bit, then I'll drag it over here. And that is basically it. I'll shrink it down a bit more just to have it work like that. It seems pretty good. I'd move it along a little bit more personally. Again, it's all down to the preference really. But there we are. So now now again, this is a finished thing. These like I said, that will look quite laggy to what it will in the final thing, because this entire game runs at 12 FPS, because it's not really that demanding and not FPS heavy. So I mean, wow, those frames. Next one now, I might as well watch the build up. So this goes silent for like I swear to absolute God, why did you do this? It was a pain in the ass. You know, a few seconds, and that shows up in Sony Vegas. I'm able to edit that. So this is a demonstration as to the little record audio thing, which is the thing I do for my time lapses. Might as well come down here now, so there's no reason to be on the top track. First of all, a nice little secret. If you want to get rid of 2 things which have 0 audio, so I'm going to get rid of my voice track. If you drag it down here and click delete, normally it deletes off the thing, but if you delete the track it's on, it vanishes. It is a magical thing. So now I can see the spots in here, and as you can see, it pretty much does. And if I shorten this on a little bit, so either side has a bit more to it. So now, for instance, this. on for like, I just went absolutely god, why did you do this? It was a pain in the ass to get out a few seconds, and that shows. So, I mean, that's dumb, but I feel as if this can be doing something at the same time. Why did you do this? It was a pain in the ass to get out a few. Oh wait, it is. What's that? The game is doing. Oh, I'm glad you asked. If I'm going to video effects, this is one thing I overuse in Thrill to hell and back. I don't use the Pan and Crop tools for this, but I use something called Sapphire Effects. This is S-Shake. Nice to meet you. If you drag it on a video clip, it allows you to make things pretty intense. So if I would just drag these to full, because that's what I do half the time, and I go ahead and try and play this now without sound. My computer. I swear to absolutely god, why did you do this? It was a pain in the ass to get out a few seconds. So that's that. Now, what's this little arrow thing here? Well, if you simply drag this over everything you did, that is what the thing will render. So those are my most simple edits. For example, I could zoom in if I want to using the Pan and Crop tool, but those are the basics of what you want to know if you render me. And again, labeling is really sort of nice, and again, and since there's not actually nothing on this track, I can delete it. The less tracks you have, the better it is. So I'm only rendering out 4 tracks. A good thing to do, save, because if you have something scheduled to run after, it was very nice, but because it'll nag you to save rather than turning off your computer. Anyway, on to my presets now, because these are important, and it's what I use to make my videos look the way they are. So, audio, obviously want to include it. You want to have it on CBR, Windows Media Audio 9.2 and 192 kilobits. What I'm aiming for here is to have that middle of the road audio. It sounds good, but it's not the best it could be. Again, I want to save on rendering times and have my videos out, you know, the day they're supposed to come out. Video now takes a little second to load, but again, CBR, Windows Video Media 9. That's probably the only one that's normal on there. Custom, then you choose your aspect ratio to be able to have 1 frames. I can turn this up to 60 if I really wanted to. Pixel aspect ratio, make sure you leave this a square, otherwise it will look horrible. Just don't mess with this at all. Leave it a square, and your video will stay normal. You obviously want to have a smooth thing, and you want to have a few seconds per keyframe, and override that. Just put in those if you want, and if not, watch an actual weather tutorial on presets, because I just followed someone else's and adapted it to how I want it to be. Choose this internet LAN 5 megabits, so that basically means this is adapted to be uploaded, I believe, and it's encoded. This I never used this, but if you wanted to have your author be Neremik, title Stonehearth 12D of N, you can do that, but I am not going to do that. And project, the best thing, make sure you render your video at the best quality possible. Use project settings on thing in case you need to, and use core space. That's that. Now, how about thumbnails, the better thing? Well, we might as well get down to the basics of how I do things. Up here I have an old documents folder, and it has a nice little video of me playing Stonehearth. So say I want to get snap front screen. Welcome. How do I do this? First of all, I'm going to exit out the full screen. Second of all, I'm going to search for a nice little thing included with Windows called the snipping tool. Now, if I were to play this, this over this, so the menu disappears. I know. I have and I press new. I can go ahead and we're going to save this piece. And that is what I want to do, because so that's what if we let this run, I'm not going to have myself looking at myself, so be gone. So I do that, and I use simple place tools. So I find place, I find where I save that capture, and I import it in from wherever. But just for the sake of this, we're going to plonk this on here. Text tool, I do go ahead and I type this in, and fonts I use are Vegas Pro and something called Comics Loud. It's very hard to miss. It's the biggest thing. Those are 2 things I used. I used to use Absender a lot and Ash, and I just installed a bunch of text things in like this bulk install. So we'll put that in there. But how do you get the styles? Well, again, I just followed a few tutorials for them. It's quite simple. I just have a simple white thing, like a white inside of the letter. If it lets me access this, and then I just have a stroke on, and this is what I use the most, maybe this one, but I basically have a stroke on with a nice little thing around. Gradient overlay, I just have it all white. That's that. Again, you can have a sort of metal-y text if you want. And finally, you have this. How does he do this? It's quite simple. So the initial thing, first of all, you want to select this and rasterize it if that option's there, which allows you to edit it. Now, imagine this is a full picture and I'm trying to cut this out. So say I don't want these flames here, I'd erase them. I'd erase everything around it. So say I just want to have this person. So I've erased some of it, haven't I? But I haven't erased the full thing. Well, that's when I'd use the magic wand tool to go ahead and snip through it all. Of course, don't make that mistake. That's bad. Control Alt Z is a good way to go back more than one step. And you know, I could just go around and I can try and do what I can to make that happen. Again, I could just go back with this and be like, be gone, gone. It's a very sort of big learning curve for how you get to work. But say I just wanted to have this person, and you want to expand them, Control T, just do that, hold Shift down to maintain aspect ratio, pull, and then pull her up somewhere. So it doesn't mean we couldn't do that if we want to, but that's basically it. But there's one extra thing if I were to go ahead and open this folder. So I have a little folder called legal stuff, and this is where I keep my stuff. So if I wanted Waffle United's description, it would open that and show me all the things which I could just copy and paste into the description. If I have a video schedule which is really old, but I'm keeping it for funsies, I do that again. I have 0 days off then, either day. Streaming messages, that's where I send out the Skype and Discord to do people. I have a little link there. MDK, say if I wanted to use their music in a video, which I've never done, I could still keep it. I just copy and paste that into the description for ease of convenience, and my final description, I just copy and paste that in, put a little snazzy comment on there for me. I put like something terrible there, like snazzers. I'd make it work. I'd put in the game link IP, customize that from Kingdom and all that, and I'd make that work. That is how I make my videos. It's a much more updated guide, and it is relatively sort of short, but you know, like I said, it still works. I'm not telling you to get images off Google anymore, or I'm not using Photoshop Portable anymore. I've bought the full thing. It was expensive as hell, but I saved up enough. So yeah. Might as well remind you now, if you enjoy this video, then make sure to leave a thumbs up, plus subscribe to notifications, and leave a comment down below, and make sure to subscribe or watch it for 12 days Neremik videos. But I think that this off, I might as well show you all. I'll turn this off as well. But these are the things that I use to record with. AverMedia for my capture card. They make good capture cards. Dxtory for multiple layers of recording. Fraps for the really simple and non-laggy thing, because it just records it all in one thing, so get your mixing right on that. And finally OBS, which is what I'm currently using to record this. And if I was to drag this over here, it looks like complete and utter hell. Don't question my desktop choice as well. It's just a thing that happened once. But yeah, alright, so we'll get to ending this video, and well, I'll get this video ready to be edited as well. So, with all said on the side, thanks for watching guys, my name is Neremik, and peace out.